Hello and welcome to StarcraftAlaska. I'm Campin' Carl, and I'm going to be casting a game today between two gold platinum level players, YumYumSauce, the Zerg up here in the upper right on Naga, and we have Brodois, I think is the way that I've decided to pronounce that, spawning in the lower left. So this game was found on Cast It, which is a subreddit of a subreddit from our StarCraft on Reddit, and then the Cast It section. So YumYumSauce is going to go ahead and do a 6 pool here. Getting a little crafty Zerg, going to go ahead and get that down. Moving his Overlord out to scout in the middle, and we have Brodois, the Protoss, going ahead and sending a very normal scout here on 10. Getting his pylon up, little does he know, pool is about halfway done right now. YumYumSauce is going to go ahead and get his drone count up to 7, very normal. Probably going to end up saving these 3 larvae to turn into Zerglings and get that rush off. The description that I saw for this game on StarCraft Reddit, or the Cast It, I'm sorry, section was that it is a very intense, action-filled game. YumYumSauce now going ahead and making the very normal 6 pool amount of 6 Zerglings from 3 eggs. Brodois here gets a good scout off. He does, he does go ahead and see that. Lings following in behind, 6 Lings total. Back at his base, he has the very standard forge gateway wall up with just a little gap here, which he could plug up with, there you go, with a pylon, which he's going to cancel. Probably going to wait. His pylon down. Pylons don't have a lot of HP, and he doesn't really have any offensive units, so it'll be all dependent on how fast his phonon cannon can come out. Again, pylon of these 3 buildings having the least HP, so if YumYumSauce can go ahead and get this pylon down before that cannon finishes, or somewhere in there, he'll be in good shape. Not going to be able to get that Zealot out anytime soon. More drones being produced back at YumYumSauce bases, and going to go ahead and continue to wall that off with 2 more pylons, so even if this one goes down, this photon cannon is going to be powered by this pylon here while these 2 finish. Pylon goes down. Zergling's going to have to retreat, but all of this extra infrastructure that he's, our Protoss players had to make here is going to set him back. Here comes the Forge, or I'm sorry, here comes the Cyber Core. Forge, Cyber Core, going to go ahead and get that Zealot out as quickly as he can. He does have this little gap here, so this is not a complete wall off, but with the Zealot kind of holding position there, he'll be safe against any further Ling aggression. Here's the Lings from before, along with reinforcements, and now, finally, YumYumSauce is going to go ahead and get his Queen, just continuing to power drones, no gas yet. Now 20 food to 17 food, so even though YumYumSauce has decided to do this kind of cheesy opening, it's not as strong economically, he's now powered up. If we look at the units tab, 13 drones to 15 probes, so fairly even considering the fact that this is Protoss and Zerg. He forced him to make these extra pylons before he had to. Wouldn't say anyone's really ahead or behind at this point. It's fairly even. Kind of turning into more of a normal game. 2 gas now for the Protoss. Going to go ahead and saturate both of those. 2 gates down. Warp gate research on the way. YumYumSauce going ahead and taking his natural expansion. These Lings just chilling out here, holding the watch towers. Got an Overlord over here on the bottom one. Going to try to get a bit of scouting information here, but the range on that photon cannon is probably going to shut him down. Even though this is all of the Protoss players' structures, so it's not like anything's hidden yet. Does have this pylon in the back here, so possibly you can hide a starport, or just use it to get vision. 4 Zealots out now. +1 weapons on the way, warp gate research, and a sentry. So just pretty good defense against what he's probably assuming is a lot of Ling play. And he is going to go ahead and just barely not get that Overlord. Meanwhile, back at Zerg's base, continuing to power drones. almost fully saturating his main. He's going to probably transfer some down here. Supply is still staying fairly similar. Warp Gate research is now about halfway done. 3/4 of the way done now. Income is a fairly similar story. 21 harvesters, or drones, to 20 probes. About the same income. We now have both gases saturated for YumYumSauce. Probably going to need to do an inject. Energy on that queen getting just a tad high. Down here at the natural, transferring, it looks like 4 or 5 drones down, so fairly good number. And Roach Warren on the way. So, Roaches against 2-gate Protoss with ups, +1 about to finish here. Probably going to go ahead and get a +1 ground armor as well. Robo coming out. Number of drones here is looking pretty good. Metabolic boost on the way, so those speedlings are going, or those zerglings are going to be turning into speedlings here fairly soon, but he's not really using them aggressively, just kind of chilling out, holding that Naga watchtower, wants to know exactly when a force might be coming in. Warlings at his ramp. You know, Zerg could be a little bit more aggressive with this, and inject timing, so that queen has built up quite a bit of energy. You know, that's just something that players get better if you look at the difference between a platinum and a diamond, or a platinum masters player. Generally the energy on the queen is a little bit better. Lower, I should say. And the composition here from Protoss is looking pretty good. 4 sentries, going to go ahead and get quite a bit of energy. An Immortal coming out. I don't believe that Protoss knows about that Roach Horn. He does not. Kind of blindly countering correctly here. Don't see any roaches out yet for YumYumSauce, though. Still could probably use some more injects. Lair is finished. Metabolic boost finishing. More drones being produced. Both players just kind of chilling out right now. Protoss taking his natural expansion. Going to go ahead and wall off this portion here, make it a little bit harder for Zerg to do any aggressive run-by tactics. Now continuing to chrono boost out probes, transferring them down to the natural. Observer on the way. Very good idea, especially going up against a Zerg opponent. You know, he doesn't even know, he hasn't scouted at all, so all he knows is that, well, there was a spawning pool at some point. Zerg continuing to get quite a bit of gas. Muta's on the way, or will be on the way probably. Spire is now about halfway done. He's going to go ahead and save a lot of that gas. Now, 900 gas, so he's going to make quite a few Mutas. Here goes Protoss moving across the map. Going to go ahead and claim that watchtower. Going to get the kill on this Overlord. There it goes. And here in the composition we have for Protoss, about 11 or so Zealots, 3 sentries, and an Immortal. It's going to go down here and check for the 3rd, which does not exist for YumYumSauce. YumYumSauce knows that this force is probably going to show up as about page of Lings, and he's going to go ahead and start producing his Mutas, which, if we look at this, Zealots versus Mutas, Zealots can't attack up, neither can this Immortal, so these 4 sentries are pretty much on their own. Here come the Lings in for attack. Pretty good force fields coming in for the Protoss player. Really need to have a Guardian Shield right now, but that's fine. And here come the Mutas. Guardian Shield now helping against the Mutas. Only 2 sentries. They don't really have the best attack. But these Zealots are going to go ahead and get the natural down. Counterattack from Zerg is going to be pretty intense here. Looks like a total of 11 Mutas. Let's go to the unit counting station real quick. 13 Mutas total. 3 Lings. Similar amount of probes. Protoss has started to get out a few Stalkers, which is good, because Stalkers can shoot up. Going to go ahead and move some pylons down here. Probably going to get some defensive cannons in place. Same story back here at the main. So he knows that those Mutas are probably on the way. Here they are. Those Mutas not really knowing what to do. Gonna come up here, Try to get some kills on some probes. Stalker's trying to get in there. Warping into 3 more for a total of 6, but man, that's just continuing to kill workers. 6 workers down. A surprisingly low number. Takes down the pylon, so these become unpowered. 8 workers total killed. 9 mutas left. 2 stalkers. 8 mutas left. No stalkers. Rebuilding this pylon, gonna try to repower these cannons over here. Still 8 mutas. Killed a total of 18 workers. Almost all the workers, 20 workers now in the main. 2 more stalkers coming in. This pylon's probably not gonna get completed. It does get cancelled. And all this time, Zerg has just been able to rely on his macro. Gonna come down here, apply more pressure. Few more probes. Probably gonna go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 probes go down. Still with these 5 quite damaged mutas, and you know, from that attack really putting Zerg in the lead. 25 workers killed to 2. The supply reflects that story here. 71 supply for YumYumSauce, 31 for Brodois.